Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel on the Art of Alopecia. For those who don't know me, my name is Marcy and I have an autoimmune condition called Alopecia universalis. Basically what that means is my immune system is mistakenly attacking my hair follicles, and that is why I am completely bald and balding throughout my body. I'm actually going to be doing a review on this beautiful hair piece next week on my YouTube, or the week following after that. This is from Flox Hair and this is my ponytail wig and I cannot wait to show it off. But in the meantime, feel free to follow them on Instagram or go check their website out. I believe it's floxhair.ca. But don't stress, I'll be giving you all of the good information next week when I do my review. So for today's video, I am doing a Q&A, and a few weeks ago I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me, any questions that you were interested regarding, alopecia, dating, personal stuff, mental health, all that good stuff. So I'm going to be finally answering them for you today. I know it took me a little long to finally post this video, but it is here and I have your answers. And again, if you didn't get the chance to ask me any questions and you're curious about something, feel free to reach out, DM me, add a comment down below, whatever you want. Also, I just got TikTok. I finally gave in to the trend. I have no idea how to use it, but I have already posted one video, but maybe by the time that I post this and have it edited, I may have a few other videos. But anyway, you can find me also on the Art of Alopecia, and that is also my Instagram account name. But without further ado, let's answer some questions. Okay, so I have all the questions written down on my phone, and all of the askers will stay anonymous. Just letting you guys know that to begin with. So the first question says, when did you start having alopecia? And the answer to that is, I believe, and I really do need to go back to my pediatric dermatologist to ask him this exact question because I'm sure he has it on file. But I'm in between 5 and 6, so I genuinely remember me having my very first bald spot when I was 5 years old, but I was diagnosed when I was around 6 or 7. I remember it being in the winter time, and my birthday's in January, so I think it was right before my 7th birthday. But my alopecia didn't really affect me until like around the age of 10. That's when I probably lost the majority of my hair. So the next question asks, what shampoo and conditioner did you use when you were losing your hair? And the question to that, if I'm being perfectly honest, I just used whatever was bought, whatever my siblings and my family were using. I should have been a bit more cautious on what I was using and the ingredients that are in shampoo. I'm sure that would have slowed down the hair loss process, but honestly, my advice to someone losing their hair, and if you're really trying to, prevent your hair from coming out, then just do your research. Just make sure that, your shampoos and conditioners aren't as toxic, with any toxic ingredients. I don't know, I'm not a chemist, so, or a chemist, is that what they're called? Anyway, so I would highly recommend doing your research or asking around, asking your dermatologist, maybe asking like your hairdresser maybe. So yeah. The next question asks, what inspires you? And I actually wrote this one down. I can't say that there is one specific thing that inspires me. I think it's a mixture of multiple things. People inspire me, acts of kindness inspire me, and individuals who fight to make the world a better place inspires me. I just think it's so important when you fill your life and your social media with positivity, motivation, confidence, and kindness. Basically what I'm saying is just like good things and good people inspire me to become an even better person, if that makes sense. So there isn't just like one person that inspires me. There are so many people with alopecia who inspired me. I didn't really know much as a kid about alopecia, and I didn't really look up to anybody because I didn't really have much social media until obviously when did I get social media? Probably in grade 7. So yeah, acts of kindness, good people, all of those things inspire me. On to the next question, and it says, I have 2 daughters and one with alopecia. What is your advice to both of them? My advice to both of them, well, first I'll start with the one with alopecia. I know that everybody's alopecia journey is different. Some people accept it earlier on. Some people are very shy, and some people just choose to hide it for a long time. But my advice to that girl going through alopecia would be, from time to time, start telling people what you have. Because I felt like as a kid, the more that I talked about it and the more that I told more people about what I had, I felt more comfortable because I knew, hey, at least one more person on the street knew what I had and they wouldn't judge me for it. So I think that's my first advice. I think, obviously, if they feel comfortable, I will never push anyone to, do anything that they're not comfortable with. But, take baby steps. You can first start out by telling your best friend, and then, hey, tell your neighbor, or tell the cashier at Shoppers. It's those baby steps that make the difference. But yeah, I would just be open about it as much as you can at your own pace. The second advice that I would give to the little girl dealing with alopecia would be, people are going to be mean, no matter who you are, where you came from, what your background is. People are going to be mean, and especially in high school. I want you to mentally prepare yourself for what's to come and accumulate all the strength that you have within you to prepare yourself from that moment. Because the moment that you start walking down the hall and you feel confident in your own skin and you don't show any fear, no one's going to touch you. No one's going to say anything. If you walk confident, that's what I learned. That's what I learned early on. If you walk confident in the halls, head up high, shoulders back, no one's going to touch you. And if they say anything, who cares? You know who you are. You know what you've been through. They don't get it. They've never been through it before. So take that inner strength and just, I don't know what the word is. Just keep telling yourself, I am beautiful. I am worthy. They don't understand, I understand, but I'm going to overcome this. It's all about, again, taking those baby steps and feeling comfortable within your own skin, because alopecia in the end is going to make you unique, and it's going to make you an incredible person, and it's going to give you a whole other perspective on life. So yeah, that is my advice. Be strong. And if any of you are watching and you guys are moms and dads and your little girl or your little boy is going through alopecia, reach out to me. I am more than happy to support and to encourage and to help in any way that I can. So feel free to message me at any point in time. Now my advice to the one without alopecia: support your sister, because your sister might go through some really hard times, especially in elementary school, going into middle school, maybe even high school. Support your sister, stand up for her, because she's going to need you. Now, the next question asks, how many relationships have you been in? Obviously, I am 20 years old. I'm still very new to the dating game. But as a kid, you say you dated seven people because they were 2-day relationships. But if I'm being honest, I would probably say I've been in 3 serious relationships. The first one was with Will, who I'm with now. So we got back together. That was kind of my big girl relationship. And then the second one, I was with him for a pretty long time, a little under a year. But yeah, and now I'm with Will again, and we have been dating for a 1.5 years this time. So yeah. And the next question asks your first kiss story. So I don't really know if this actually happened. I have been telling people this my entire life, so there is a good chance that it did happen. But I remember I was in kindergarten and I had the biggest crush on this guy named Damien. And I remember just like pecking him under like this like willow tree. It wasn't actually a willow tree, but it was during recess and I was like 5 or 6 years old. But I had the biggest crush on him and we always talked about like getting married one day. So I don't know if that actually happened. And I think like my first, you know, like real kiss was probably at a school dance. I don't really remember who it was with though. Oops, whatever. So the next question asks, do you have any friends from elementary school that have stuck with you? And I want to say, so I went to elementary school from grade kindergarten to grade 6, just because the French system is a little bit different and you end elementary school in grade 6 and then you switch to high school in grade 7, and then that school goes 7 to 12. I want to say I don't really have any close friends from my first elementary school. I mean, there's no shame, there's no beef or anything, just people grow apart. You know, we still follow each other on social media and, you know, talk here and there, but I'm not really close with any of them. And, you know, if we were to see each other on the street, you know, we would chat and, you know, catch up, but yeah, people grow apart. But I want to say when I switched schools in grade 7 to 12, I do want to say that I have a bunch of friends that I've stayed close with and that have stood by me since then, and those people, you know who you are. So yeah, I'm fortunate to have a few friends, but I wish I had more from elementary school, as that would have been, you know, it would have been good, but life happens. Do you have really low days where you feel ugly and don't want to leave the house? That's like a really weighted question. No. I mean, there aren't days where I feel that low, where I feel ugly, like not complete days. I mean, regarding alopecia, you know, I love myself, I've accepted it, you know, I've had it for so long that I've just learned to, you know, love it and embrace it. So there are times where, you know, I'll feel left out and maybe not really ugly. I don't ever look in the mirror bald with no makeup and think that I'm ugly. I think I got to the point where, you know, I'm content with who I am. But there are times where I feel left out and sad due to it. You know, if I'm, you know, at a sleepover and people are complaining about their hair, or if I'm at like a hairdresser and they're like, yeah, I can't do that style because you're wearing a wig, and like it's past the limitations of what I can do, you know, with my wig, like such as like crazy French braids. Anyway, so to answer your question, no, I don't get those low days where I feel ugly and don't want to leave the house. I do have low days due to, you know, mental health and just life itself, but not because of alopecia. Next question says, why haven't you named one of your wigs after me? And that was my best friend, Sarah. Maybe one day, you know, it just needs to fit. It needs to really fit. The next question says, would you like a tattoo on your head? Absolutely not. I don't think I will ever get a tattoo on my head. Like maybe henna. Henna would be beautiful, but never a permanent tattoo. Maybe like one like beneath my ear or behind my ear, or maybe one at like the crown of my head. I think is that the crown or is that the crown? Anyway, whatever. But no, to answer your question, I do not want a tattoo on my head. 10 facts about you is the next question. And guess what? I have a 25 fact video about me on my YouTube that you can watch after this video. Another question. Okay, the next question asks, your biggest regret / something you wish you had or hadn't done in your life. I mean, the lifestyle that I've chosen up to this point, I try not to regret anything. I just choose to, you know, accept the past, accept the bad decisions that I made, and just kind of learn and grow from them. I think probably if I were to answer this question, one thing that I regret is not coming out sooner with my alopecia, like talking to people about it. But obviously I was a kid, I didn't really know any better. But another thing that I regret is, the one thing that I do regret is me and my mom not doing enough research before buying the next wig, because I want to say, and I'm so sorry, Mom, but we spent hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of dollars before finding like a good quality wig. We just spent so much money on wigs and we didn't really understood like how they were made, what's the best type. So that's definitely something that I regret not doing my research on wigs. The next question says, or asks, what is your biggest goal you have for your YouTube channel? Aw, this is from my friend Elise. Miss you too, Elise. I miss you. Aw, we have to get together soon once COVID is over and we can hang out and have a girls' night. I think my biggest goal is basically what I've been saying since the start. You know, I really do want to normalize baldness. I think it's so important, especially in the year 2021. The fact that people are still judging women for being bald is just absolutely absurd and ridiculous, and it needs to be normalized, absolutely. And another goal is just to, you know, use my voice and use my platform for something good, but also just continue raising awareness and helping others within their journey of life, or if they're dealing with alopecia, you know, just motivating and inspiring other people to be who they are and to love themselves and to accept themselves, because every human being on this earth is amazing, and I mean it. We're down to our last few. So one of the last ones says, how do you tell your partner about your hair loss and that you wear wigs? Oh. I mean, I've never really done this before. I think from the time that I was like dating, like I was already open about, you know, my alopecia. So obviously, you know, if you're interested in a girl, you're going to stalk their Instagram account. And obviously they knew prior to me telling them. But I think I would just, as early as you feel comfortable, just tell them. Tell them what you have. You know, just give them a bit of a backstory. Hey, like I have this, I've had it for this long, you know, it's something like, share how comfortable you are with it. I think that's important. But also just, you know, be vulnerable and be open with them. If this is someone that you trust and you truly believe that, you know, hey, I have a future with this guy or with this girl or with them. You know, it's important to be open and vulnerable, and I think it's much easier to tell them at the very beginning than later on, because obviously you want to feel comfortable, and you, like, especially if you're, you know, being intimate, right? That's something that, you know, you're going to want to tell them earlier on. So yeah, I encourage you just to, you know, just find that strength just to tell them. It doesn't have to be a long conversation. Or if you don't feel comfortable telling them face to face and it's still in the earlier stage, just call them, you know. But yeah, you know, what I've learned is there are so many guys, especially as you get older, there are so many guys that will accept you whether you have hair or not. You know, Will has been the most amazing boyfriend. Like I wear different hair colors every single day. And you know, when I go out bald, like he holds my hand and he encourages me to do it. So yeah, just build up the strength and just tell him right away. That's my advice. That's my advice. But at your own pace and in the manner that you want. Okay, down to the last three. So the third last one asks, can you wear any of your wigs in a high ponytail? I can with this one, because it's a ponytail wig, so I can wear it as high as I want, which is exciting. I got really emotional when I got this wig. But yeah, I will talk more about that in my review. But I think the only other one that I could potentially see myself putting it in a high pony is my Sophia wig from Nuella Wigs, just because it's full lace, but I would really have to glue the back down and, you know, pick out the baby hairs. But yes, it's possible, but it takes a lot of work, but not with this one. The second last question asks, are you doing online school right now? If so, how do you keep yourself motivated to keep up with it? Yes, I'm doing online school and it sucks, but how do I keep myself motivated? I think having a routine And sticking with that routine is my number one tip, but also having like a physical calendar and color coordinating all of your classes. Like, you know, let's say you're taking Intro to University Writing, then, you know, blue, or if you're taking psychology, green. So it's really, I stay motivated because A, I want to do well, but B, I do it because, you know, I have this huge calendar that I can organize myself. And I try to stick with, you know, focus on one class every single day because I have 5 courses. And there's 5 days in the week. And obviously sometimes I'll have to, you know, do more the next day, and it doesn't always work out, but yeah, I would highly recommend getting a huge calendar and color coordinating. But also, you know, just find, I know it's hard sometimes in classes to find that little bit of interest, but like find it, try and find it. You know, if you have that little bit of interest in a course, then that's going to want to motivate you to, you know, do well and thrive for greatness. But yeah, we have arrived to our last question, and that is, someone asks, what do you hope to be when you grow up, or your career style or career path? I think they meant path. So my goal for the future, I'm 20 years old now and I'm in university, and I'll be in university for a few more years, but after my undergrad I want to do a master's in child life, and basically my goal and my dream is to become a child life specialist. It has been on my mind for years now, and I'm just so excited. Like, I want to get past my undergrad so quickly so that I can do the master's and, you know, actually study something that I'm interested in and that I'm passionate about. But yeah, that is my hope and my dream. Well, that is the end of my Q&A for today. I'm sure that I will be doing more, just like maybe on, you know, more specific topics or something. If you're interested in me doing another one, then feel free to leave a comment down below. I always love hearing your suggestions. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at theartofalopecia. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video, or give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you know when I'm posting, and also follow me on TikTok. I still don't know really how to use it, but I'm excited for this new platform in order just to continue doing what I want to do, which is raise awareness and normalize wellness. But as I say in every video, feel free to contact me if you're in need of support. I am always here to help any individual who needs it. I'm more than happy to. So we will see you next time, and have a great day. Thrive for greatness, and, you know, love yourself within your own skin. Bye, guys.